Solid green.
Consortium.
All right, here we go.
Other people that are outside of the.
Hold on, I'm gonna start yet. Let me.
Anyone now, there's constraints, and I
Okay,
understand what they are.
whenever you're ready.
I mean, they're valid constraints for the school.
Thank God for those tethers.
Thank God for those tethers, huh?
Whose idea was that?
Here, why don't you do this though? Step back, Glen.
Cool.
And that's basically what happened last time. Yeah.
Nice.
Whoa, 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 whoa. There we go.
I think we broke more.
I think we broke more.
Okay, so we're gonna mount the top chassis plate on. So using the small black screws, you gotta pay attention to the threads because there's some fine thread and some coarse thread. This one's gonna be the coarse thread that we need. They look the same, but they definitely are different. So we'll start with this guy. Moving down. You gotta kind of work with it because the wires are sliding back at you. So make sure not to trap any wires into the standoffs, but you can definitely push them down because there's nothing that they can be trapped on at this point. There we go. Snug those down. Okay, so that's done. We got our leads out here, nice and clean. Now it's time to mount the board. Pay attention to the front indicator and the ESC controller, so we're good there. That guy just goes mounted right there. And now we use these other black screws. Okay. Okay, now this on there. Now, it takes standoffs for the top plate on top of the controller board. This plate also. And we're going to go ahead and peel the protective tape on here off.
Okay, yeah. And
Okay, so ESC port.
the light tube is a clear plastic that comes in your kit. And it slides in just as so.
There is ESC port marked up here. Light tube will go over the LED. It's an indicator on the status of the quadcopter. Again, put this started in your finger, so easy to work with.
Jeez.
Hi, we're back. Welcome to constructing your LV9 quadcopter. Okay, so right now we're going to go to step 9, setting the speed controllers. So now, what you want to do is we want to be able to program each of these motors here for the LV8. So the way that they want you to do that is first they want you to take out this card, which comes with the kit. Next is to plug this in to this side. So make sure everything lines up, white, red, and black. Next, we want to connect the power source. So that's red, black, the LEDs will light up. And now we'll go to the setups that they have. So for the LV8, you want to have your brake off, the battery type to be Li-XX, the cutoff type to be soft cut, the cutoff voltage to be in the middle, the start mode to be normal, the timing mode to be in the middle, music is not an option, so we don't have to worry about that, and the governing mode to be off. Now if any of these are in the wrong order, the way you correct it is you press this button to go down, and you can press this button to go to select that or select that. And so you just go all the way down, making sure everyone is lit up, and then once you're done you press OK. Now the light should be blue, saying that it's been programmed. Alright, after that you can disconnect. You disconnect one of the power sources, and now you're ready to move on. Okay, so this one was set for this motor, so we'll just put that over here as a reminder, and now we'll set this one. So we do the same thing again. Make sure that these are lined up, and some reason the directions say to plug this in with that, and then there's another warning saying to plug it in, to not plug it in like that. So this is the best way. The worst thing you want to do is to short out this board, because you only get one in the kit. So then you plug it back in, making sure everything is set as it is, off. This one's on, middle. Okay, and then that's okay. Press OK. Then you disconnect. And this one is for this side right here. So let's see, we did this one, we did this one. Now we need this one. So let's see. And as you can see, it's still the same, which is good because we don't have to do any extra programming. So then you press OK. And that one's for that one. And let's see, which one are we missing? This one. That happens from time to time. You just gotta push that back in. And then luckily it has a flash memory, so everything that you do is saved onto these motors. So that's a good thing. That way you don't have to reprogram everything every single time. Okay, that's on, that's on. Let's see, cut off type. Off cut. Middle. Normal, middle, off, and off. So press OK. Alright. And all of these are now programmed. And that'll be it for this stage.
Tending to go this way. So where's the front, the white or the red?
The
black, right?
black.
The black,
This is the front end.
point it that way, away from you. Because that's what he said, it's like driving a car, he said.
Okay.
You're driving in the same direction you're going. So that's the way you should have it.
Hi. Okay, so welcome back. The previous step was, step 9 was programming each of these motors, which we did. Now on to step 10, synchronizing the motors with the ESC. So the way you want to do that is first take your binding clip, which comes with this, and your transmitter, which also comes with that. So there's a section right down here where it says binding, and you want to slip this one in. Next, you want to take one of the controls to your motor, and then you also want to put that in as well.
Throttle port, right?
Throttle port, yes. Oh, I guess it goes the other way. Not this way. No, why is it always on the phone when we make mistakes? Okay. Next, you want to power on your quadcopter. now you want to turn this on. But before we turn it on, make sure that all your buttons for the DX7 are pressing forward. And on this side, you have a little binding clip, so you want to be able to plug that one in as well. Okay. And right now, it's not clicking on, so I think it's because our binding clip is reverse. Right. That one. Okay. Make sure that the black wire is on top and the white wire is on the bottom. Okay, so now let's try it. All right, there we go. That's what I was looking for. All right. So now you turn this on, and at the same time you press the binding button.
Solid LED.
All right, and 2 beeps. Beep is what we're looking for. Okay, so go ahead and disconnect the battery. Remove the binding plug. Oh, while this is going on, you want this on as well. Now, this one you throttle up, and then you connect it.
This will set your high limit throttle and your low throttle. Do it to all the motors, and all of them will be at the same speed.
And that's all set. And to test it out, you can throttle up. All right. Now you want to do that for all the motors.
Go through this process really quick. First we're going to do the binding.
Oh, after it's done, be sure to turn that off.
Should be right.
All right. Throttle up. All right. That's it. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna have to change that. If you noticed, we had a little vibration on that last motor that we synchronized. We had a little accident on it, so we had some stuff that was bent, and apparently it looks like the shaft got bent also, and that was something we unanticipated. So ordering a new motor at this point is not really feasible, so we're going to kind of do with what we have. We need to get something tight in here. I think this is stainless steel, so it should be pretty tough. And apply some pressure, but we want to apply pressure on the bottom of the shaft, not inside the motor. Try and salvage this motor. I found these little nut drivers that fit in here pretty good, so I'm just gonna pry it in the opposite direction of the bend. Looks like I gotta come back this way a little bit.
moved pretty easy. And it looks pretty straight right there to me, so as long as we don't get that vibration, I think we're gonna be okay.
Alright. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna test out this, make sure it's flowing okay. We have it hooked up again to this and to the controller right there. We'll just hook up the battery and hope everything goes okay. Alright, that seems to be good.
No more vibration.
No more vibration. Alright. So right now, what we're going to do is, according to the directions here, if you're still following these directions and wondering why it's asking you to do certain stuff before you would even do this, right now we synchronized all the motors. So right now, what we're going to do is we're going to make sure each of these motors are flowing in the right direction. So the first one, motor 1, well, first of all, you have to determine which side is going to be your front. We decided that the black side is going to be the front and the red side will be the rear. So that means that the front side now has to spin clockwise, or counterclockwise, I should say, counterclockwise. So we'll find the motor that goes to that one, which is right here. Disconnect that one and put that one here.
So,
Yeah. Well, let's disconnect the power first.
turn this way.
Alright, so as you can see, it's already flowing counterclockwise, so that's a good thing. So now, we're going to check motor 2, which will be this one. Right, so this one's not going in the right direction, so we're going to have to change that. A nice way to check is to feel that. So it should be spinning this way, but it's spinning this way. So the way you want to fix that is you just change out 2 of these wires.
Still going counterclockwise. Okay, let's change out 2 other wires. Where's it going from? It's clockwise.
Alright, so now we'll check motor 4.
This one.
Right.
Motor 4 should be going clockwise.
read. And the reason why we're doing this right now rather than assembling everything is because it's easier now to fix everything. So we've had an experience where we've had everything set up and then the motors wouldn't go in the right direction. We basically had to take off the entire top part again, and it was just a pain. So it's good to do this now. All right. So everything's working. Okay, now on to our next step.
Okay, welcome back. Now, now that we know all our positions of our motors and their proper rotation, we are now going to mark the leads to them with their according to their numbers. That way, when we hook it up to the hoverfly to the board, we know what order they go into instead of having to do this all over again. So motor 1, this is the front, be this one here, and let's see, it's right here. So I'll just we put a little bit of white out on this because it's black, so we can see it now. So I'll just take a little Sharpie and mark it 1. This is the ESC for mode 2. Three on this side. Our ESCs are opposite side of the motors in order to run the wires correctly. Doing this will save you a lot of time. As we go through, we learn that it would save you having to go back and figure it out again. This is motor 4. Okay, now that we know all that, we can proceed to put the top part of the chassis on and the hoverfly board, connect our ESCs, and we're pretty much ready to fly. We'll go step by step and putting the props on here in a little bit when we return.
Okay, welcome back. So now we're going to put the top chassis on. After that, we're going to install the board, but this is another thing that the instructions don't really tell you, but it's good to know where your ESC controllers are going to come out, and according to the orientation of the quadcopter. So you can run your wires through this top plate right away and not have to fish them through one at a time later. So I'm going to take all the wires. Our hoverfly board indicates that this is the front, and this is where the ESC motors go. This is the ESC control port. So if this is forward, I'm gonna pass all the ESC connections through one of these little holes here, and make it look nice and clean. So okay, so there's number 1. Okay, welcome back. We're mounting the top chassis first, and we're gonna put some standoffs so we can mount the board on top of that. So we just find our holes are going to be the ones on the outside in the next shape. And You can use your finger to hold the screw on bottom and just screw it in this way. So you get them all in, and then you can plug them down with a screwdriver when you're done with that. And I'm missing one screw. So now we snug those down. You can just hold the back side and give it a little more turn. Snug it down a little bit. They don't have to be tight at all because you're going into plastic and nylon, and you can strip it out. So should be pretty close to being tight.
Okay, so this is the front of our copter. The motors don't really go in any order on this board. They're kind of random, so we're just going to pass all the wires out through here. We'll face this front. This board doesn't have any sort of orientation. It's all the same all the way around, so that's kind of nice. And since we have them all marked, now we know what's what. So you can see why it's important to mark them before you put this top plate on. Makes your life a lot easier. So they're all my motor controller leads. And this guy is ready to go on.
Okay, so we're gonna mount the top chassis plate on. We're using the small black screws. You gotta pay attention to the threads because there's some fine thread and some coarse thread. This one's gonna be the coarse thread that we need. They look the same, but they definitely are different. So we'll start with this guy. Moving down. You gotta kind of work with it because the wires are sliding back at you. Just make sure not to trap any wires into the standoffs, but you can definitely push them down because there's nothing that they can be trapped on at this point. There we go. Snug those down. Okay, so that's done. We got our leads out here, nice and clean. Now it's time to mount the board. Pay attention to the front indicator and the ESC controller, so we're good there. That guy just goes mounted right there. And now we use these other black screws. Okay, now got this on there. Now it takes standoffs to the top plate on top of the controller board. And we'll probably want to do this one at a time. This plate, we mount this plate also. And now we're going to go ahead and peel the protective tape on here off.
Okay, yeah. And
Okay, so ESC port.
the light tube is a clear plastic that comes in your kit. And it slides in just as so.
There is ESC ports marked up here. Light tube will go over the LED, the indicator on the status of the quadcopter. Again, you could just start it with your finger, so easy to work with.
Pause. Jeez. That I would use it to go across, just like putting a tire on. Okay, now we're ready to connect our ESCs.
Go. Oh, hi. So right now we're on step 13, and this is the part where marking all of these on which one of our motors go to which one comes in handy, because right now we have this one that recognizes 3, 1, 2, and 4, and so right now we're just going to go ahead and put that in.
We'll start with 3. This tells you, this is black and white, but you can tell it's black, red, white, so you got to make sure it's in that orientation. And 3 is the first ESC motor, and it shows you that it is on the bottom pins, and the top pins are blank. So motor 3. Now we're going to go on and find motor 1. Motor 1 is the next 3, and you got your colors on your wires according to the diagram. Now motor 2. At this point, these will fit either way. They'll fit like this or fit like this because they're just pins sticking out. There's no connector shape to fit in there, so you got to make sure you pay attention to that. Basically all the white wires are facing this way, so number 2 and number 4. Alright, if you see all the white wires are all facing the same way, all the black wires are facing the same way, according to the picture. And your ESCs are hooked up.
So when we last left, we had this assembled along with that for a quadcopter. Now, we had an additional part given to us by the C&M machine shop, so I'm going to just show you this. These ones were specifically designed by the C&M machine shop, and they got the C&M logo on it, which makes it pretty sweet. So we're going to do a quick change out, and then we're going to attach these on instead of the plastic ones. So we'll do that when we come back.
Welcome back. We are changing off these plastic platform boards. We had the machine shop here at C&M make us these out of aluminum. Did a really good job. They put the C&M logo on there. So we're going to swap those out, make it a little stiffer, a little stronger. And that's what we're doing right now. So everything should be the same. Bolts on the outside. Drop something.
We're just Google hoverfly update and go to hoverware firmware and technologies, install. All right, so now that we're here, we go next, agree to the license agreement. And all right, so it's the hoverfly open. When you go next, select your model, which is going to be the X. And right now it'll give you that, and it's connected. So if that's not connected, then you're going to have to download the driver. But for us right now, it's connected, so we're going to click next. Go 2.0, flash. All right, flashing is successful, and now we have all this stuff loaded on. After that, we're free to disconnect from the USB.
Oh, wow. You know, I'm like, I don't want to be part of that. I'm a working man.
We're ready.
I got to work for them.
Okay, welcome back. Now we're going to connect the receiver. It's going to be the transmitter. Being that the transmitter is written separately, we had a little issue with the connection. If you look at the binding clip which came with the receiver, this little, it's keyed. It has a certain groove on it to guide it into the pins in here. When we went to hook up the connectors that came with the kit, they didn't fit because they were totally square. So I think it was just or something the company overlooked, they realized. But all you have to do is
get a memory board or a file and file down the corners so they fit in. So we got that done, and now they fit in perfect. You just got to make sure you put it the correct orientation. So we're going to do that. The aileron is the first set of wires over here. This is my receiver port right under here. So we have color codes: black, red, white. So we're going to go ahead and put the throttle on first, since that's on the bottom. Put this video on your resume. Yeah. So we got all these connected, making sure all our wires are correctly oriented. Here you can use this picture as a guide to put your wires correctly. But on the receiver, the side, you have to pay attention to the side that you file down, because these will only go in one way. You don't want to file both sides, because then your wire will be able to go this way or that way, but there's no other guide for it, so you got to make sure you use that key of the connector there to do it. So that's done. Now we just need to mount this up here. We got some double stick tape on this. They recommend that you put this part of the receiver and this part of the receiver away from each other. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. We got some double stick Scotch tape. This will work. Got to put a few pieces on it, but ideally a foam double stick tape will work better, but we're going to do with what we have right now. So we'll put a few pieces on here. So we want to mount this, I was saying earlier, away from this other side. This receives commands from the transmitter, from the radio, the remote control, and I believe this will send commands over to the ESCs. I may be wrong on that, but I think that's why they want them away from each other. I'll stick that guy on there, and I'll run this over through the middle here to keep it out of the way and keep it nice and clean. Alright, so that's all mounted. Now we're pretty much ready to put the props on. So we'll go on to that here in just a minute.
We have this all set up, and right now we're just going to test the motors, make sure they're all spinning the right way. Double check. So I want to make sure that this one's spinning counterclockwise. That's good. And I want to make sure that this one's spinning clockwise. That's good. And I want to make sure this one's spinning counterclockwise. That's good. And I want to make sure that this one's spinning clockwise. Alright. Now another thing that we also want to check is to make sure that they all spin at the same time. Now what we didn't show was how to set your control to your to the hoverboard, and right now we can do that. So right now it's disconnected. Everything's been connected. So right now what you want to do is you want to connect your power source.
Or does that mean when we decide,
See, these can spread wider.
when they get enough candidates to interview?
All right. Now purple means that there's been no connection, and as you can see, the remote control has been turned on. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn that on. All right. And right now we're going to disconnect the power source again.
Since I read the,
Now we're going to connect the power source.
I don't want to lie to them, but
All right.
stretch the truth.
Solid red is okay. And now green flashing is what we're going to do, is what we were looking for. Now to arm this, you want to throttle down, go once to the left till you hear that beep, and then to the right. Wait for it to load, and now it's ready. So now you can throttle up, and they're all ready to go.
I figured out what I did.
All right, and we'll be back.
Welcome back. So now we're ready to mount the props on here. It's probably the last thing you want to do. You don't want to be testing motors and checking rotations with the props on. It'd be dangerous. So you notice the tape we had on here before helped us see the direction of the props. So you got to pay attention to this, since you got counterclockwise and clockwise rotations. This is the model number. The 1045C is the clockwise, and the 1045CR would be the counterclockwise. So you got to make sure you put those correctly according to the specs here, and it gives you the R numbers. I'm sorry, clockwise is the R. Counterclockwise does not have one R. The numbers might not be exact, but pretty much it's you can tell which one it is by looking at that. Once you have these out, they have a number stamped on here or molded into here. It's kind of hard to see. So these are 1045, the regular 1045. So according to this diagram, 1045 it will go on the counterclockwise rotation. So we find our front, which is right here, and we designated the black on our booms here to be the front. So you also have to be aware to use these bushings. You find your shaft size, and they fit in here to keep your prop stable. We have already done that from earlier, so we don't need to use those ones right now. It has a deep side and it has a shallow side. The deep side is going to hug this ring here, and should fit right in there nice and tight. So I guess I should tell you this how this goes on. So basically you just have a shaft on your motor, and then it comes with these little connectors. There's no keys on them. It has this, it has cuts on it. That goes first. It's a cone, little cone shape. Make sure it's all the way down. Then this little bushing here has a cone, opposite cone shape on it. As you tighten this down, it squeezes this shaft onto the shaft of the motor. So this goes next. Then we got our bushings. You might have to trim off some little molding pieces there if you have to get that to fit into your prop. And put the 1045 there, make sure it pops in. Put the nose cone on it. And we'll hand tighten these. We can't tighten them no more, and then use the Allen wrench that's supplied with the kit. That's 2 holes, put the Allen wrench through it, and give it about quarter turn more. And be careful not to over tighten it. They're made to slip, I'm assuming, so they don't have keys on them. Okay, so this one is also a 1045 clockwise. It's going to go on the opposite side. We already have our bushings and everything on there. Got that in there. Put our cone on. And now I get my R's.
That's it, we're basically ready to fly. Anything we do with this top from this point on, we wanna make sure we use our safety glasses. They're supplied with a kit, and these, hit something, they can come off in little pieces, so you wanna be careful about that.
We're out here in the field and we're ready to test out our quadcopter. But before we do, I want to go over some settings that you want to do. So here we have our settings that we previously programmed. So you want to go that in there. Servo setup. There we go. Now you want to hit to throttle and go all the way down to gear. Then hit up to 50%. That's a good area to start with. So, and if it's at 100, it's better to start at 50 just so that, you know, it doesn't get too much away from you. So you click and then you move left or you move right in order to bring it down. And also pressing back will save everything. Okay, and we'll be ready to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're back. We're ready to do the test. Off on this thing.
I'm gonna power it up. It's ready to go. Turn on the transmitter. And stand back. A little windy today, so we're just going to go up and down a little bit, not really going to fly it. But we just wanted to make sure that it would elevate, and I'm sure it'll do a lot more, but with the wind today we don't want to risk it. So for now that's what we're going to show, but this thing is capable of doing quite a bit, but we need a little more time on the remotes to get good at it. It takes a lot of practice. Alright, we'll be back with some more. Let me take over the camera. Okay. Is it already rolling? Or?
Yeah.
Oh, it's recording? So I'm gonna keep my eye on this and I'm gonna fly it into me because I won't be paying attention. Oh, it's not. Ready to roll. That is stable. He's getting that haze in his eyes. Whoa, and a prop.
2 propellers, 3 propellers. Okay, that's not ours. It does fly more stable with the things. Oh, we need the Allen wrench. You know what happened, right? Look at it. Look at the motor.
But
It'll chop you up.
Can I arrange for you guys to crash this into somebody?
Because if it, like say, getting hit by it is. Well, you got a bunch of blades broken.
Yeah, we got
What, 3 of them are broke?
3.
3 of them.
Okay, well, go to Hobby Pro and get your next step. Have fun.
Robo Rave. Robo Rave.
650. That school in Mexico has
Yeah,
650.
Oh, come on. They had an assembly. You got
That's
all the
exactly what they did. You could tell.
Tell them that's not fair. You can't. The administration can't help you do that.
that.
It's not very strong.
Man.
It was just the Allen wrench.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, man, you're brutal, man.
Doesn't know his own strength.
Yeah, I do, but I just.
Oh, he just wanted to do
I'm
it.
an overdoer.
And you wonder if that Allen wrench is one of these cheap knockoffs. You know what I mean?
I think it's the one that came on the crash kit.
Oh, it's a.
But even the other one bent, but it wasn't as brittle.
It's not. You're telling me it's not a real Allen wrench.
Okay, and make sure you got the right props, right? Are they different or are they all the same?
No, they're not all the same.
Yeah, that's what I kind of thought. So you gotta be careful. Yeah, because you gotta match them right. 'Cause I know my little thing is.
I just gotta make sure I don't break this shaft.
Then where's shaft?
Oh man, that's I did a good job on that one.
Yeah, and then next time we build another one, we're gonna put like a cage around the props. That's still wibbly. It's starting to get there.
Yeah, it's going there little by little.
See, I was wondering what piece this came off of, and then I realized it's not part of it. I don't remember no hockey puck looking thing. So, see, there's a good reason we don't want to put the camera on.
Yeah.
That's what everyone's been asking this for a time. Everyone's asking, are you gonna play a camera?
Yeah.
You know what the trick is? You get this bottom end of this where it's bent, like that. If it was bent higher, you get it like that. When you go all the way down, then you put it sideways.
Oh yeah, you did.
Oh, I did. Cool, because it stopped, I guess.
Off of it.
Yeah, I only have one Allen wrench, so can't do it.
That's all right. We can get another.
Can't overdo it. Okay. All right. The shaft looks okay.
Oh, it's 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock. Good old church bell.
Boy, that guy was quite the cheerleader for his son, wasn't he?
Oh yeah.
His son works over there.
He's the, what did he say, the best?
Best New Mexico. Skyler.
Oh, I met Skyler.
Yeah.
I know who he is.
All right.
All right, you need this guy, right? Which one is it? That guy, yeah. Yeah, because
I
you
don't
can.
know if we're gonna have a.
What you can do too is. I wonder if zip tie around it would help any, or you just
No,
not.
I think I'm gonna go put a longer screw on it.
Yeah. So I think what.
All right. We'll just take it up easy and let them fly it around and then bring it down.
Sounds good to me.
Just watch that throttle. See if we could get it to hover a little bit. If the red light's on, is it recording?
Yeah.
No, but see, right there,
As long as yeah.
so that's recording.
Here we go.
Got it.
All right, let's go ahead and